everybody, welcome to another episode of On the Paint Table. This is my weekly show where you get to see what I painted this week, upcoming projects and future endeavors, and have a nice sneak peek into the endless infinite queue of things I have to paint. So this week we've got some more Kings of War Ogres. I'm rounding off my 2,000 points. I'm in the home stretch right now. I'm 11 teeny tiny annoying models away from being done. I've got some more Malifaux stuff painted for my guild, and then some more stuff in the pipe. So let's take a look at the stuff I got finished and then my works in progress. So here's my finished pile for this week. It's not quite as impressive as last week's, but I took kind of a breather the weekend and early in the week to recover from having painted like 1,700 points of ogres in 5 or 6 days. So first things first, I finished 2 regular regiments of ogres. These are done exactly the same as my regiments from last week. I did some modular bases. All the grass and cool flower tufts are from Gamer's Grass in Spain. The rest is bark, and the bases themselves are some balsa. Well, it's actually, what is it? It's laminated with ply. So some ply laminated balsa that I got from Michael's and then just trimmed to the right size. The one thing I will say, I forgot to paint wood glue on the bottom of these when I was gluing the sand and bark on, and that has warped them up a little bit. So if you look, they're slightly rockered. It's not really noticeable, but like it will mean that I'll be annoyed by them forever. So if you are gonna make your own bases like that and you are gonna use ply covered balsa, make sure that you paint both sides with some glue and allow it to dry, because that way both sides will shrink evenly and you should get less warping. Or use MDF. MDF will not warp, which is better in the long run. And then over here, we've got some new metal guild. Well, old guild, new paint jobs. I've been meaning to get back to my guild for a long time. I've been having so much fun painting playing Perdita recently, that I figured I'd paint some stuff to go with her. This stuff has literally been, oh man, I think that one, this guy right here on the right, the, what is he? The guild, he's not a guard, he's from the Lady J box. He's a, not witch hunter, he's a, whatever he's called. He's a witch hunter. He has a witch hunter keyword. He's a guild marshal. That's what he is. Yep, the marshal of the pine box. I think he's been primed and base coated for like 8 years. Like I bought that box when Malifaux 1.0 came out, and he's been sitting like that forever. Same with this Austrian, at least 5 or 6 years. He's had a base coat on him, and I haven't finished him. I have 2 guild guards, metal guild guards, that are like 80% finished that I've just never done. And same with the Abuela over here. She's been done forever. Now she's not in a wheelchair like the new one is, but she's the exact same model. It's grandma when she's a little more, I guess, mobile. Didn't get pushed around quite so much. Yeah, so I finished those 3 to go with my family, and you know why I have a guild marshal. He's there to pine box Papa Loco. The Austrian is just amazing. I have the other metal Austrian too. I actually have, I think, except for like 2 or 3 miniatures, every single metal guild model. And I don't know why, but I have such an affinity for them, and Chris from Loadsmore makes fun of me for this. I decided I just wanted to have them all, and I'm gonna continue painting guild only in plastic until there's nothing left to paint in plastic or in metal, sorry. And I actually could probably get a metal witchling handler relatively cheap now, but she was one of the 2 that I didn't have, and she was crazy expensive, and it was the brutal effigy. Those are the 2 I didn't have. And it's because they didn't have plastic variants for the longest time, and they were super coveted, and so they went for crazy money. But I could probably get them relatively cheap now because people are probably replacing them with plastic. So if you have one you don't need, if you replace yours with plastic, you don't care about them anymore, let me know, because I'd love to grab the 2 metal ones. And yeah, so these guys are just adding to my Perdita crew, and adding more framing models to my family collection, and I'll be keeping doing that because I'm just having a lot of fun with it. So you'll see that and what I'm adding to it in a minute. And here's my work in progress pile. I'm 11 like Mantic goblins away. These are red goblins from being done this 2,000 points of ogres project. Now that does not mean I've done the ogres. I've been talked into painting the chariots that came in the ogre megaforce, because I think I've figured them out. Well, with some help from the Kings of War Fanatics Facebook group, I think I've maybe figured out how to use them, because I've used them a little bit as proxies with my Mornfangs in my 8th edition fantasy ogre army. And I do, for the sake of completeness, I want to have the unit, so I will probably paint them up, but that's an add-on unit. And then I have flea bags and another Reaper Bones giant in the mail, which I'm super excited to paint. Those are going to be super awesome, and thanks to the guys that are sending them in, because I was going to have a hard time finding them locally. And yeah, that's going to round out some options for the army pretty nicely, and I'm really stoked about that, because there's actually a really big burgeoning Kings of War community in KW, in Kitchener-Waterloo, here in Ontario. they're running tournaments. Joneat from Mantic North America has been sending them some prize support and stuff too. So hopefully the Kings of War scene will continue to expand here in Ontario, and you guys will see more and varied opponents. I know Mike's going to be bringing his Abyssal army in. He wants to expand that a little bit from Black Knight Games in Hamilton, and so we should see some more cool, different Kings of War stuff. And I've got some guests. The whole point of this painting project, I got guests from Illinois coming in. Paintaholic, his YouTube channel. He's going to be bringing in him and his wife Sue, and we'll be playing some Kings of War too. So you'll be seeing all kinds of that stuff, and that kind of leads me and segues me into why I'm painting Deadzone things, because he is super stoked about Deadzone, and we'll be playing Deadzone that same weekend. So I am painting up the Deadzone, well, the Mantic minis I had lying around for Deadzone. I had to pick up these Enforcer Peacekeepers because I didn't have any. I didn't have enough stuff really for an Enforcer team, so I picked those up, and then I had a sprue of the regular Enforcer like power armor guys lying around, and I also had the faction starter for Forge Fathers, Kickstarter starter that I'd grabbed, and those will be the two factions that we'll have here in the studio to play Deadzone with. So if you want to play some Deadzone, he's bringing terrain, so we will soon be able to play lots of Deadzone. And then last but not least, here's some more metal sort of family stuff that I've primed up. No, not all family stuff, because now that plastic Guildhounds are out, I'm going to finally paint my metal Guildhounds that I've had forever. Although I discovered one of them is somehow missing his leg, and so I'm going to have to sculpt him a leg because it's just gone. They're all airbrushed, but he's missing one of his legs. I don't want to have him be a tripod, so I'm going to build him a new leg and just sculpt it a putty and stick it on there. I've got 3 Latigo Posse, the original metal Latigo Posse, just airbrushed with some base coats on them, and I've got Santino, and he is, or Santino or Santiago? I know it's Santana is the female version. I think it's Santiago. Or Santiago, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, these 6 models and a couple others will round out my my family add-ons in metal, so I can play a more varied selection and model pool for my Perdita stuff. So pretty stoked about that. I'm gonna get them done hopefully in the next few weeks too. But right now the priority, because next weekend we're filming, is I gotta get these 11 guys done, and then while I'm running tournaments at Lords of War weekend, I'm gonna crack these guys open and see if I can get them painted while I'm there. Well, there you go, my progress for this week. Some Malifaux project and some more Kings of War. I managed to pile through, along with some future looks into the Deadzone project I have, which is also for next weekend, so it's like a quick turnaround thing, and some more Malifaux stuff too. I'm actually recording Malifaux today, so you will see that game in 2 weeks. Not this week, but the week after next. Not this upcoming week, but the week after next. Yeah, you'll see at least one of those games go up, and you'll see the Kings of War stuff up really soon too. So I hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you next week for another On the Paint Table. You can see if I've made any progress. Well, I have to finish this stuff, so if you don't see it next week, I'm in trouble. If I haven't finished it by that Friday, I'm filming the next day. Like, I'm filming that next week's On the Paint Table day comes out, so it better all be done. So anyway, we'll see you next week from On the Paint Table. Until then, I'm Ash. Happy programming.